Guys, welcome to Risqué Business News. This week I will be covering the money laundering of the Malaysian Prime Minister, Najib Razak.
Oh my God.
Buckle up.
I'm excited. Let's do it.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money
Hold on.
from that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm going to ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's Risqué Business News.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
May?
Laura?
It's been a week. As
It has
always.
been a week, yeah.
I'm good. I've been following this boat stuff. I insist that we speak about it.
We have to speak. It's too funny not to.
Yeah.
The boat that got stuck in the Suez Canal. Am I pronouncing that
I don't
correctly?
know. Suez?
I'll be honest, I don't even know where that is.
I found out I thought it was in the wrong place. I was mixing it up with the Panama Canal, which turns out that one's in Panama.
Yep.
Pretty obviously. But I was just like, that's kind of where canals are, right? You know, that's where the collection of canals are.
Yeah, totally.
It's not it. It's not it at all. I'm an idiot.
The Panama Canal is famously in Panama.
Yeah, famously.
Mm-hmm.
And Suez Canal is famously in Suez. Just kidding. Actually, it probably is a place, but no, it is in Egypt.
Oh.
Which now that they say that, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes a lot more, that history though. This is just a reminder that we are full fucking idiots in the biggest sense of the word. At least for me, I can speak for myself. I don't know anything. So that's why this podcast is a journey together.
It's actually been really nice. I've learned a lot of crazy stuff. Like when we get into the main story that we're talking about the Malaysian Prime Minister, I'm like, I cannot believe I didn't know this.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah. Do you know anything about it?
No, I know nothing about it.
It's
but
fun.
I will say that literally every other tweet I've seen over the last week, and maybe it's because I've just been like training the algorithm, has been about NFTs.
Oh, me too.
Everything
is
an NFT. And I'm like, I know what that is. Non-fungible token, bitch.
Yeah, and I feel like I can speak like relatively intelligently about it, and people are like, wait, what? And I'm like, I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Plot twist!
People like, explain that once again. I'm like, you heard my talking points. That's all I got.
You're like, well, actually, I have a podcast about that.
Well, you know, Tim Dillon, my Lord and Savior.
Yes.
Tim Dillon sold an NFT. But he only sold it for it was like under $5,000 right now. I'm like, we gotta pop those numbers up.
I mean, you know what we gotta do? Buy Tim Dillon.
I want to tell this story real quick. So I was in Salt Lake City, Utah, visiting with some friends, which was really fun. Actually, Park City specifically, but you fly into Salt Lake and whatever. And I was driving back to the airport, coming back from my trip with an Uber driver who was like listening to some radio that was like, cancel culture is bad and blah, blah, blah. And I literally stopped.
Like AirPod out.
Yeah, I was like,
excuse me?
Excuse me, sir. Have you listened to Tim Dillon? And he was like, I don't know who that is. And I was like, write it down. And he was like,
meanwhile, we have a podcast to promote. May has multiple podcasts to promote.
Literally. And then he was like, oh, like, what do you do in New York? What keeps you in New York? I was like, I'm a comic. Anyway, did you write down Tim Dillon's stuff? I was like, do not forget to listen. So I was the one in Salt Lake City, home of the Mormons, evangelizing people on my Lord and Savior, Timothy J. Dillon.
What does the J stand for?
Timothy.
I'm mostly entertained by just how much you love Tim Dillon.
Oh, he's my favorite person in the world.
My favorite fact about Tim Dillon is how much you love Tim Dillon.
I know. Like, I feel like, I wonder if he would be creeped out or if he would be like, wow,
He'd
this
be
girl.
flattered. Are you kidding?
He might be like, this girl needs to get her own opinions.
He probably would say that too, and he wouldn't be wrong.
No,
but that's what makes him great, right?
He would have me pegged pretty well if he said, stop outsourcing your opinions to me and make up your own mind.
That's fair. That's fair. That's why we listen to him. I don't. Actually, I listen to him on occasion, mostly just so I can know what May's talking about.
Oh, he's fantastic. Anyway, wait, I want to get back to the ship. I'm sorry I did
that. No. Always worth the deviation. And I wonder what his thoughts are on the Suez Canal. I didn't know shit about it, clearly. So I was like, okay, let's just do, I'm sure a lot of our listeners don't know either. Let's go ahead and do a quick recap. Just like the fun facts. We're going to do the fast down and dirty of the Suez Canal. So first and foremost, the ship that was blocking this, it's like a really, really long lock-free canal. And what that means is it's like 130 miles, I think it is. and there's no altitude changes between it. Do you know like how they have those like, oh my God, I'm gonna
Are you mean like sea level changes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like locks, I guess is what they're called when they do that. And then they like do this like, they do some crazy shit. I don't understand how smart people are, like these engineers.
So you mean like a dam? Like a dam system?
Is it a dam though if it's mobile? Because aren't dams typical? Oh.
I don't know. We're really getting ourselves into a hole here.
Yeah,
I think what you're saying is that sometimes they can change the water levels to make sure that a boat can go through the canal.
Generally, but not for this one. That's part of the reason this one's like a big fucking deal. Is it's really, really long. It's the world's longest canal without locks. But because there are no locks, there's no interruption to traffic. So generally, it's like kind of like a fast pass, if I may. It's like 13 to 15 hours to get through it, which is like cruising, I guess.
That's a fast pass.
Yeah.
And it's really important, correct me if I'm wrong, because it like controls a lot of the trade.
It's like, so the boat in question was a Japanese-owned container ship, which are these 1,300 foot, like massive, massive, massive boats.
I heard there was dildos on it.
I'm sure
like among many things, probably, but dildos is one of them.
I hope it was just all these like horny women in Europe are like, where is it?
This is an emergency.
Listen, I just got married and I'm sorely disappointed.
I actually, one time I went into Babeland, which is a dildo store, or like, a vibrator store or whatever.
Is that one of those like highway stores where you're like, what is this Walmart for sex stuff?
It's actually pretty nice. But so I walked in and I was like, I need a new vibrator. It's an emergency. And they were like, what kind of emergency could you have?
You work at Babeland. You work at Babeland. I don't need your opinions. I want you to understand that is an emergency.
I'm having an emergency. I need to go home with a new vibrator.
Right now. Hence, am I at the right place or not? Well, did they help you out?
They did.
Okay. That's great. That's good to hear.
Recently just broke, so I need to go in there for another emergency.
Oh my God. That's so funny. May needs a vibrator. Sponsor people.
Yeah, merch. Risqué Business News vibrators, that would be fun.
Oh, of course. I don't give a shit what it is.
That'd be cool.
So they believe it to handle about 10% of global maritime commercial traffic, which is quite a bit. So this boat goes in, you probably saw the pictures. I don't think there was a way to not see these pictures, You've
been living under a rock or not.
Yeah, if you were, good for you. Keep doing that because we need more people who are not as plugged in. But point being, it's this massive ship. I guess it was really windy, there was poor visibility, and they fucking ran into the side of the canal, which, like, I guess is, like, clay and sand, and they really, like, fucking got in there. Just like, ugh! And then the side of the ship swung around and blocked it, and there were 367 ships behind it, like, hello?
Oh my God.
Excuse me?
Like, you talked about at one point in this podcast that when you like deleted all the data in like one company, times that by 2 million.
Oh my God. it really kills me. It took them 6 days for them to get this shit out, and they like weren't sure. They like had no ideas. Like they've tried everything. They tried pulling it with a tugboat, that didn't work obviously. Dredging underneath it and using a front end loader to excavate the eastern embankment, which I think that was the picture of that one meme with like this stupid little like
tow truck.
Yeah, thing that's just trying to like, and it's like this massive ship. Like fuck you.
I think we put a few of those on Risqué Business News.
I think
right?
so.
And by we, I mean Laura.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
This thing weighs 200,000 tons, so like this was tough for it. But eventually, like they kind of just kept going with that, and then there was a high tide, which helped to get it out, which was good. But it was costing nearly $10 billion in trade every day to be held up. So much so that some of the ship owners of those like 300 ones that were held up behind it were like, we're going to go full Magellan on our ass. Did you see that?
No.
Where they were like, so the way you're trying to go up to Europe through the Suez Canal, which is, I think, the Mediterranean Sea?
Yeah, I would imagine if it's
And
Egypt.
they were like, fuck that, we're going to go, down around the bottom of South Africa, the Cape of Good Hope. Which that's like an old school route. That's like a Christopher Columbus type vibe. You know what I mean?
I feel like I would be like, just get your boat out, park it, and we'll take airplanes and get them to Europe.
That's the other thing is I didn't realize so much stuff was going by boat, but I guess this is probably more like raw materials and like, you know, like there's a lot of stuff that's not just UPS.
Well, I think I think you'd be surprised though. I mean, I like flew over Manhattan last night. There's like tons of cargo ships.
Really?
So I think you'd be surprised, like food and whatever.
Yeah, like things that I'm not like just like buying off Amazon.com. Like those are probably
maybe some of the things that you're buying.
They're probably like getting to the warehouse through that, and then from there. Right. Oh, listen. Well, maybe we'll do a deeper dive into shipping. I'm sure there's a shit ton of stuff there. So point being, it got out. This is going to take a long time for them to continue unscrambling like all the people who now need to go through. But either way, it's open again. And I was like, has this ever happened before? And it turns out it has.
No way.
Well, in a different way, Egypt closed the canal for nearly a decade after the 1967 Arab-Israeli War because of like war. And
that whole thing.
My favorite part about this is 14 cargo ships got fucking stuck.
No. Why?
They couldn't get them out. They were called the Yellow Fleet and they were stuck in there for 10 years.
Guys, can we get a better system? Like it.
How stressed would you be if you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
So there was no trade on the Suez Canal for 10 years?
They were stuck in it. These 14 ships could not leave the Suez Canal.
But what I'm saying is, could other ships go in?
And then for 10 years, no. There was probably military, you know, able to move between.
Wow.
Bummer for that. I would assume that they were able to, like, you know, dock. But I don't know. I don't know their life.
Oh my God.
And then there was another 3-day shutdown when a Russian oil tanker ran aground, but that was in 2004. And that was the longest, like the most notable one until the one of this one, which is twice that.
Dude, that is like risky. People need to be paying attention.
Yes.
In the Suez Canal.
Listen, if we have any tips for our Suez Canal,
pay attention.
Pay attention. Look where you're going, damn it.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Have you ever been to Egypt?
No, I would love to go, but I've heard, you know, that's one of those countries that kind of goes up and down, and like,
right.
when you should go.
Yeah,
probably
totally.
not when like their tankers are stuck and stuff like that. That sounds like a weird time for Egypt.
Yeah, I've always really wanted to go. When I was a little kid, I was obsessed with hieroglyphics.
Oh,
isn't that weird?
That's adorable. That's great. Also makes sense because it's like they're kind of wacky.
They're crazy. Like you get to draw them, and it's all cool. It's like this ancient language.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like wingdings, but old.
Yeah, good times.
So that's the basics of the Suez Canal. Now you're kind of caught up. You have 3 facts or something like that to, you know, tell your friends.
Oh my God, they are so funny. I wish we came with you know what I should have done, which I don't even know why I'm saying this because I didn't do it, but I would love to have taken the funniest memes from that.
We'll repost them on I don't think we may have posted some Suez Canal content, but there's certainly we'll post the best memes.
There's a lot. There are a lot, and they're really funny. I've seen ones that like somebody had a big ship and they just like put it in their hallway. They were like, can't go to work today, you know, whatever, like a toy ship or something. Yeah. Yeah, people are funny. There's a lot of talent out there. I'm like, why am I a comedian? These people aren't. These people are way funnier than me.
They're like, because we like money.
Yeah.
Great points.
Good. Continue to like money.
That's a great point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand that.
All right, so should we get into it?
Yeah, let's get into
it. The Malaysian Prime Minister.
This just keeps, I mean, it's ringing a bell.
Okay.
Mostly from the movie.
From Zoolander?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, was it Mugatu?
Yes. Or I think that they were all afraid of the Malaysian Prime Minister. I don't think Mugatu
No, they wanted to kill him.
Yeah, they wanted to kill him.
Oh, why are we... Oh, God. Is that what's happening again?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, let's dig in.
So, shout out, first of all, to my cousin Leslie, who's a friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. Everyone's a friend of the pod.
Yes. She recommended this, so she was like, please do this story. It's bananas and it's crazy.
I'm obsessed.
Thank
you, Leslie.
Yeah, and she's right. I mean, this scandal, it has celebrities... It's got politics, it's got abuse of power, it's got corruption, it's got like psycho-ass parties.
How have I not heard about this? That's like all my Twitter feed is.
Right.
Are you kidding?
So hopefully the way that I tell this makes any sense at all. But anyway, I'm going to give you guys like a synopsis of what happened. And then I want to get into the main players of who were involved in this because it's really just a good time. Okay, so... So we're talking about the Malaysian Prime Minister, former Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Sounds right.
Sue us.
Sue us. Anyway, he was prime minister from 2009 to 2018 when this whole thing exploded in his fucking face. So early 2009, right after taking office, Najib ordered the creation of a state investment fund initially worth $1.2 billion, which would later be renamed One Malaysia Development Berhad, or 1MDB. So like the whole time that I was researching this, I was looking at 1MDB and I was like, is that IMDb? Wow. This is a backstory I didn't see coming.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
IMDb's origin story.
Yeah. It's just like bananas. Do you have an IMDb?
I do, because I was just in a short film. Well, I was like a year ago, which was like very, 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 very small.
Yeah.
But it should be cool. And it's coming out soon.
Sweet. I have an IMDb and I don't think I have anything on it.
What, like, have you done any acting?
I've done like shorts for like Comedy Central Digital, like things like that. They're like nonsensical, but
yeah, whatever. That's the thing, is that IMDb is like, it's like looser than Wikipedia.
It's really loose.
It basically feels like Facebook almost.
Pretty much.
Like it's like LinkedIn but for actors.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, kinda. Anyway, I also have a backstage.com, which I just pay for every year and then don't do anything.
I don't even know what that is, so there you go.
It's for like extra work.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can be like the background of like Law and Order?
Right, exactly. Which would be kind of fun.
You should do that.
I mean, I guess, but I'd have to give up like my entire Saturday, so I'm like...
Oh, no, never mind.
Right, exactly. Anyway, so the purpose of the One Malaysia Development Berhad, which is not IMDb, was to lead, quote, market-driven initiatives to assist the government in propelling Malaysia towards becoming a developed nation that is highly competitive, sustainable, and inclusive. Sounds fantastic on paper.
Yeah, that's so many just generic words.
Yeah.
Like where you're like, competitive, yeah, we like that, you know. Really get in the mix. Get in the mix. Inclusive. All of us are getting in the mix.
Yeah. Let's do it. So obviously, like most things that are on paper a good thing, things went south pretty fast. And according to U.S. prosecutors now, it was used as a slush fund by Najib, his accomplice, this guy Lowe, who I'll talk about, and other high-ranking officials at the fund who allegedly embezzled more than $3.5 billion over 6 years. That's a lot of money.
Wow.
Directly
that's with a B. That's the big boys.
It's a lot of money. Just straight out of basically the pockets of Malaysian citizens.
Fucking bummer.
Yeah.
Also, what is a slush fund?
I don't know.
Okay.
Should we look it up real quick?
Yeah, maybe really fast.
Okay, cool.
Just so I can.
So from what I understand,
like slushies. Like,
no. I mean,
Queen?
I would imagine just context clues. It is a
some sort of like
a money laundering fund.
Yeah. But slush I'm definitely context cluing this shit out of that.
Here we go. A slush fund is a fund or account that is not properly accounted, such as money used for corrupt or illegal purposes. Okay. You know,
just kind of like your Swiss bank account or whatever, like that little bonus location. Got it.
Totally. Cool. Like a smut film.
What?
I don't know. That's just porn.
But you know, like where they kill someone.
Yeah, is that what that is?
I think so.
Oh, shit.
Is it smut where they... I could be... Look it up.
Wait, I actually think you're correct.
Is that where they kill someone in it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's hope not that's...
No, I think that is what it is. Anyway, so Swiss prosecutors actually put that figure a little bit higher than American ones at $4 billion.
Okay.
Whoopsies. So basically,
that is a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
For one dude?
Right. And the investment fund was initially worth only $1.2 billion. So I don't even so they're getting all this money from somewhere and putting it into their own bank accounts, basically.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely want to hear more.
Yeah. So from the beginning, those in charge of the fund were allegedly siphoning off cash for themselves and their allies, misappropriating more than $1 billion in 2009 alone. Yikes. I need to, just keep going, because I have so many questions right now that I don't feel like they're ready to interject them. To be honest, I probably don't know the answer to them.
Fair.
You can ask them.
We can just raise them and then revisit. If
you can ask those completely legitimate questions I should know the answer to.
What did they invest in?
I'm like, huh.
Malaysia. They invested in
Malaysia. Okay, so let's talk about the main characters involved in this case, and there is a cast of characters. So first and foremost, obviously at the center of the story is Malaysia's former prime minister, the target of Zoolander.
He seems like a cool dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember that one scene at the end of Zoolander where they like do all the flips and they're like, we're gonna kill, like, you know that part? He seemed very nice in that.
Yes, great movie. Mugatu almost got to him. Was Mugatu getting to him?
I think so.
Okay. Anyway, so Najib Razak. So he was a once untouchable man who set up a quote bold and daring sovereign fund in 2009 to propel his nation's economic development, only to see it bring him and his political dynasty down in disgrace 9 years later. So basically, he was like this super liberal guy, and I mean, on paper he was, and then he was like really just trying to fuck everybody over.
Got it. That sounds on track for.
So he also dabbled a little bit in nepotism. So to understand him, you have to examine his roots. So he was the eldest son of Malaysia's second prime minister.
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't know much about Malaysia's government, but like, are they the kind of people where it's like, you rags to riches story, or are they basically like riches to riches?
You know, I
don't want to make generalizations, but in this specific case.
I'm not super sure, but I mean, based on the content that I have in this story, it feels like riches to riches.
Okay. But also, to be fair, that's America as well. So carry on.
Yeah.
Right. I don't actually know many places where that's not the case.
So true. But anyway, so he was the eldest son of Abdul Razak and also the nephew to its third. So like nepotism.
Yeah.
A lot. So
Politics.
He descends from like political aristocracy, and when he became prime minister in 2009, it was basically like obviously,
yeah,
you know,
like we got it.
Let's see. There was always cloud. I found fascinating. So this wasn't his first scandal at all. So basically, there was always clouds above him from the very beginning. And questions over a French submarine deal made in 2002, where he was defense minister, dogged the new prime minister. I got this from like a English, I think it's the BBC, and it says dogged. I'm like, is that a British thing?
Yeah. That's, I don't know. That's whatever. One of those ones where I'm like evaded, like.
No, I think like hounded him.
Oh.
Yeah. I guess.
Context gluing it up again. The theme of this, we're like,
Yeah, I'm like, totally. Yeah. I'm basically just reading you guys an article, by the way. Anyway, so
in a fun way.
Yeah,
we hope.
Yeah. So anyway, so it was alleged that some $130 million in kickbacks had been part of the deal that he had, which he always denied, obviously. And this is crazy. So he was also tied to a grisly murder of a Mongolian model who served as the interpreter for the submarine deal. And that obviously raised a ton of questions.
Is he the evil prime minister?
I think he might be.
I don't think that we should save this guy.
Isn't that crazy?
And also, of course, she was a model. What?
Right.
Like, wait, was it a woman?
Yes.
Did you say she? Okay.
Yes, it was a woman.
Can't assume models can be men too.
So the remains of Altantuya, hopefully that was saying that right.
So we're sorry.
Sharibu, a model and interpreter, were found in the jungle in 2006.
That's some into the wild shit right there.
It's crazy. So she had been shot in the head and blown up.
All right, relax.
Isn't that insane?
Also, just burn a bitch. Like, what are you doing?
Well, I think that they were trying to like cover their tracks and whatever. So
apparently it didn't work. Also, she's probably pretty recognizable.
Yeah, right?
She's a model.
People are like, isn't that girl from the Billboard? Like,
why is it? I follow her on Instagram.
So because they were able to blow her up, it got tied back to the military, basically, and police officers.
Oh, they were like, who can blow things up? Oh, we know.
Yeah.
We know.
So there's 2 police officers charged in the case, Hadri and Umar, who were believed to be directly responsible, and they were acquitted in 2013. Because probably corruption from above.
Because they were like, oh wait, we don't care, actually.
We don't give a fuck.
Carry on. We forgot for a second, but we don't care.
Yep. So the case, which rocked the country when it first came to light, has been for years the subject of speculation about political conspiracies. I can see why.
Yeah. Every time there's, like, I don't want to be a conspiracy theory person, but sometimes you hear some of the stuff and you're like, it's all a lie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
I mean, this particularly. So,
that's terrifying.
Najib Razak has been accused of interfering with the investigation, which, like, you know, based on the knowledge that I have about this guy and the other things that he's done, I'm like, is that crazy? I don't know. Is that a conspiracy or is that just like rational thought?
Or is it just like, I'm pretty sure this guy's killing people. Yeah, that's a conspiracy. Wait, but for real. Yeah. Now she's dead and blown up. I don't know what to tell you. And
then he goes on to say, like, so Najib says that he never met the woman, and it's like, yeah, but who cares? Like, the reason why she was targeted was because she was an interpreter in the deal, so she knew what was going on. So it doesn't matter if you met her or didn't meet her.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, you don't have to meet someone to be like, they're not great to have alive.
Right, exactly. Just be like, they know this, therefore we gotta kill them.
Yeah, bummer.
Anyway. All right, so that is the Malaysian Prime Minister. Yeah, right?
That's so dramatic. That's
really
like movie
dramatic.
shit.
Truly. Apparently Malaysia's crazy.
Yeah, I'm reading a book right now about Paul LaRue. I think I've told you about this. And
maybe.
like, it's like a lot of the stuff is in the Philippines and Sudan. And I'm like, I mean, I guess it's obviously like there's a book on it because it is so crazy. And there's obviously a ton of crazy stuff in America too. But it just really, I'm like, God damn, I'm not going there. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, obviously, like, Mao, China, and all that stuff was insane.
Oh, yeah. But, I'm like, oh, yeah, I totally know all the details of what you're talking about, 100%.
Me and Mark went to China once, and he, like, really wanted this Mao propaganda that we found somewhere, and I was like, why do we want this in our house?
Oh, no, I get that. I would want that, too.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's it's so cool to, like, you're like, but we're... In his words, we're really doing it, guys. Propaganda.
Propaganda. We're really doing it.
We're really doing it. No, I get that. That's pretty... Did you get it?
Yeah, we got it. Yeah,
we have to see. I want to see.
I'll send you a photo. Maybe I'll put it on the. I'll put it on
Put it on the
blog. Our Mao propaganda that we have, and people will be like, "You talked about Malaysia."
You like.
Yeah, people will be like, "You guys were talking about Malaysia. You racist fuck."
I know. I'm sorry. We suck. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not cultured.
We referenced Mao.
Yeah, and then we pivoted. Also, we have very few connections to this.
Yeah. So the second person that I'm going to talk about is his wife. So Rosma Mansar, who also was guilty of charges in the end of this as well. And she's
equality. I love that.
Yeah, she's the prime minister's second wife. And the spending habits have been compared to those of Marie Antoinette.
Oh my! Wait, is this the lady with the shoes?
I don't know.
It's probably not. That person's probably dead. This is probably a really outdated reference, but good for her. Honestly, with that much money. She's also like, I mean, my husband just blew up a model, so I'm gonna buy some fucking stuff.
Yeah, fuck it. Who cares?
I'm gonna buy some stuff.
I'm gonna live this weird ass life. Like
I'm gonna get what I want.
Let's do it. You know?
So she got implied, and because of all the shopping, or were they just like, ladies be shopping? Like,
yeah, bitches be shopping.
Bitches be shopping. Or was she like doing things beyond shopping?
Well, she's been formally charged with money laundering and tax evasion. She's pleaded not guilty, but bitch, you guilty.
Oh, so this is okay. Cool. We'll find out.
So her expensive tastes have been widely mocked in Malaysia, where she is harshly criticized for being out of touch with the ordinary people that, you know, make ends meet.
It's tough also when you're a politician because, like, I remember when everyone was like getting mad at Melania Trump for wearing like outlandish shit, and like, I mean, she wore some very egregious things, but it was just like, yeah, obvious. Like, this lady so obviously is not.
She's not like one of the working people.
She's not. I don't know what you. I mean, listen, she's a bad lady, but
the only outfit I had a problem with was the one that said, "I don't really care to you."
That's exactly the one where I'm like, that was either you're really, really stupid. Yeah. You can't be that stupid.
No, that was intentional.
Was it? I didn't know.
I would imagine it was intentional.
It has to have been. Yeah,
if it wasn't intentional, like, I mean, somebody on her team dropped the fucking ball then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
Also, that thing that got leaked about her being like, who gives a fuck about Christmas? I don't give a fuck. And I was like, I like her.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of funny.
I do love those old pictures of her where she looks fucking incredible on the
really
plane and stuff. And then people are like, shut up. Like, yeah, this lady's clearly not here for, what do you think? Like, I don't know, she's not pretending. Like,
no.
She's being very honest.
Yeah, she is. I mean, wow. And then honestly, it was so fun to watch her not hold his hand. And every moment that he...
yeah, absolutely. She was like,
it's great.
Get out of here. I hope she writes a book.
Me too. That'd be fun.
I'd be very... Like a real... Like, it'd be so interesting if she wrote, like, a real book. Like a...
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a tell-all?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I doubt she'll ever do it, because...
She's got to be under some sort of crazy NDAs and stuff.
Beyond that, though, because for NDAs, wouldn't they still have to take her to court?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then, of course, that's going to, like, be a story. It's not like that's going to be like, oh, why are they in court? Like,
right.
oh, what kind of... And then that's its own story, you know what I mean? So write the book is what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
All right, carry on.
Yeah, back to this wife. So she had very public police raids on properties linked to her and her husband, and it lit up on social media as images of supermarket trolleys packed with more than 500 luxury handbags, hundreds of watches.
Bitch, where are you going?
Truly.
Where are you going?
I don't know. And 12,000 items of jewelry said to be worth up to $273 million, confirmed Malaysia's suspicions that the first family had been living wildly extravagant lives. You don't say.
They were probably just laundering money via those items. Because that's like, right? I mean, when you buy like those luxury items, I feel like that's like a pretty easy way to kind of like turn some cash over.
Totally. And also like 500 luxury handbags. I don't even like that many handbags.
No, that sounds insane. I mean, that's so many that I'm like, she must have just been buying these in dirty money and cash.
Definitely.
And then you could resell them and then converting the funds. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which we're going to definitely need to do an episode on laundering money, because ever since I watched Breaking Bad, I was like, everyone's laundering money.
Everybody's laundering money.
Truly. Everybody is laundering money.
Every restaurant, every
storefront.
Store. Yep.
They're not real.
No, they're not.
No.
You can't survive as a regular business.
When's the last time you bought something from an antique store?
Never.
Yeah.
In my whole life.
Exactly. And we are in New York City where people are obsessed with old shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're laundering money. Okay, carry on.
Definitely. She also had tiaras in there, which I think is really funny.
She's laundering money. Good for her. At least she's doing it in style.
So then a bunch
I don't know why I like her. She's a woman, so I'm like, I like her. It's just so fucked. Like,
she's like, I love Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, I love her. Yeah. Ghislaine.
So a bunch of people attacked her personality, obviously. They said she isn't rude, but she also isn't particularly friendly or bubbly. In person, she comes across as being imperious. Says Reuters. News agency Malaysia correspondent Rosanna Latif on Rosemar Mansour, that's his wife again.
Okay, I will say, I don't fucking care what she's like as a person. Yeah. Like her personality. Because I don't know anything about the minister dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, whatever.
Okay, back to the bags. That's the interesting shit. What kind of bags are we talking here?
Yeah, so there's just like a lot of interest in her outfits and her bags. And it's like, well, she's got nice ass clothes, so.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, so this is like another one of the main suspects. So this is this guy named Joe Lowe.
Nice.
Yeah, kind of a cool name.
It is a cool name. It's like a movie name.
Yeah, definitely. So I feel like there's got to be a movie about this coming out soon.
Oh, probably. Well, I mean, it's live, right? Like.
Yeah, it's like ongoing, but they recently, spoiler alert, they've been sentenced.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, well.
But yeah. So he was known as like a little bit of a celebrity hound. Like he loved the lifestyle and all that. So going back a little bit about him, he was born in Malaysia to a wealthy Malaysian Chinese family and educated in the UK and the US. He met Najib, so the prime minister, if you guys are getting these names confused, the prime minister's son, Riza Aziz, in Britain's elite Harrow School.
Okay.
So after Harrow, he studied at Wharton Business School and launched an investment company with an initial capital injections of $25 million, which he said was provided primarily by his friends and family.
And his mother.
And his fucking...
She's like, here's one bag.
Yeah, literally. Wait, no, so this was a friend of her son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, probably. I mean, she probably was like, dude, figure out what to do with all these funds. So they kind of got in bed with him. So in Malaysia and New York, where, shout out New York, where Lowe spent most of his time, he became a regular presence in Hollywood columns courtesy of friendships with celebrities, including Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan.
Yes. Yes, Lilo, whatever.
Isn't that great? Remember when Lilo was dating? I think I might have talked to you about this before, but like she was dating a bodybuilder. Like,
I'm obsessed with her. No, I do not remember.
Oh my god, he was like some guy from Dubai who was a bodybuilder.
Didn't she live in Dubai for a while?
I think she still does.
Dubai, that's pretty wild.
Have you been?
I've been twice because we kept going to meets there, which were probably money laundering. They were money laundering for sure.
Yeah.
I was like, we would go to these swim meets. I went to the Grand Prix there, the World Cup, and they were in the middle of fucking nowhere. And when I say that, I don't mean that like we would drive 2 hours and a half from our hotel, and our hotel was in like a cool area of Dubai, which was so fun on the last night.
Yeah.
But like during the meet, we'd get in this bus and just like cart out hour and a half into the desert, into like dunes, like camels walking by, and we're like, and then there's just this nice ass pool where we had the meet.
What was it like?
I have no idea.
In the desert?
In like the dunes of the desert.
Wow.
And I was like, for what reason? Are we doing this?
Strange.
We have got to be laundering money of some sort.
Or there's something going on.
And I mean, I'm sure there's the sporting organizations are trap. Like that is, I'm going to put a pin in that and I'm going to revisit. But I should probably be careful.
Why?
I don't care actually. I'm not swimming anymore.
Yeah, so what's the difference?
Yeah, no, probably not.
No difference.
Anyway, I mean, I had a great time. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the shit out of it. But I was just like, why are we doing this meet here? It was really weird.
Yeah. I don't know. So in the gossip columns, he had denied widely circulated reports that he had spent more than $2 million during a trip to Saint-Tropez. And I'm like, who cares? Like,
also, yeah, you do you, man.
You do you, whatever. If you have enough money, whatever. Yeah,
that's how you want to spend your life. But also, what did you do? More than anything, I want to know what happened on that trip.
Yeah,
$2 million? How long was the trip? Do you just
know.
live in Saint-Tropez or whatever?
Maybe. I mean, yeah, because I feel like those islands are probably pretty expensive. I haven't been.
I haven't been either. But,
yeah.
I mean, that $2 million is expensive any. Like, I don't know. Even in Paris, like, that would get you extremely far.
Totally. Extremely far. He says that there's a pattern of trying to paint me as this person who orders a lot of champagne excessively, he says.
Why is that a bad thing?
I don't understand why these people are trying to use that as an insult. I like that about him.
He sounds cool so far, so carry on.
So according to U.S. and Malaysian prosecutors, the money lined the pockets of him, Jolo, and a few other individuals to buy luxury real estate, a private jet, Van Gogh and Monet artworks, and to finance a Hollywood blockbuster, which I'm going to get into in a little bit.
This is like our dude J-Lo. Like that's the name this keeps reminding me of.
Yeah.
This is
pretty
fantastic.
Much. Yeah. So through Aziz, who is the prime minister's son, Jolo ran a Los Angeles-based movie production company called Red Granite Pictures, and he expanded his celebrity network, palling around with the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio and former Victoria's Secret model Miranda Kerr.
What?
Yeah. So they were just like hanging out with this guy, and he's just laundering money for Malaysia.
$2 million in that. Yeah. Damn, I wish this guy sounds cool as hell.
I know.
Minus the poor Malaysian people are like spending money for Miranda Kerr to like jump around on an island somewhere, which
totally.
You should at least clear it with them first, is what I'm saying. They should vote on it and be like, do we want to finance this? They might even be like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, why not? Why not? So, according to U.S. prosecutors, Lowe laundered money from one MDB through Red Granite, which used it to fund movies including, get this, The Wolf of Wall Street, Dumb and Dumber 2,
what?
and Daddy's Home.
Okay, the other two I'm like, that's fair. But the first one!
Isn't that funny?
That is insane!
Yeah. So, basically, like, life was imitating art.
I'm obsessed with that.
You know?
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. So, a U.S. official said in 2016, the associates of this corrupt one MDB officials are alleged to have used some of the illicit proceeds of their fraud scheme to fund the production of Wolf of Wall Street, a movie about a corrupt stockbroker who tried to hide his own illicit profits in a perceived foreign safe haven. And it's like, wow.
They were like, no, that's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, they were like,
but I like this script. I don't know why this script just really speaks to me.
Isn't that funny? So ultimately, DiCaprio was working with U.S. prosecutors. That's Leonardo DiCaprio, you guys, to return any funds he or his charities, bummer, received from 1MDB. Miranda Kerr has handed over jewelry worth $1.8 million, which was given to her by Lowe to the Justice Department. Why is he giving her $8.1 million? Do
you think they fucked?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I like to think they did.
Yeah, I hope so. If he's gonna put his ass on the line like this, he better be fucking a Victoria's Secret model.
Listen, I like to think it was love. And then he gave her $1.8 million and then betrayed her, and yeah. And I like to think that's going to be the movie. Carry on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just wildly speculating on all the stories, as usual.
Of course. Basically, so the next guy I'm going to talk about is Timothy Leisner, and he's a slick German banker, and he represents one of the world's most powerful institutions, Goldman Sachs.
Okay, work.
Mm-hmm. That at the time, the bank was charging into Asia. In the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis, Leisner's deal making in Southeast Asia, Malaysia in particular, netted the bank significant revenues, and he rose to become the company's chairman in the region.
Okay, so he's doing his job correctly, or
yes,
whatever.
So Goldman had previously rejected Mr. Lowe, so the guy we talked about before this, as a client after compliance officials raised concerns about the source of his money. So people knew about this.
Okay, and they were like, this guy has a weird amount of jewelry, and
yeah, I don't know what's going on there. He's giving Miranda Kerr millions of dollars worth of jewels.
So Goldman is like, question.
Yeah.
What's that?
But so according to U.S. indictment, Mr. Leisner and another Goldman banker, Roger Nee, used Mr. Lowe's powerful connections to obtain business for Goldman. So ultimately, they did start working with him just behind the back of the actual bank. Oh,
that's tough. Well, listen, I'm sure there's a lot of ways to get around pretty much any,
Oh, yeah.
If you have that much money, I'm sure you can figure it out.
Definitely. So the bank is alleged to have earned $600 million in fees in arranging for underwriting these 3 bonds.
Wow. That is a lot of money.
It's kind of a lot.
Wow.
Yep. And Mr. Leisner has pleaded guilty to U.S. charges of conspiring to launder money and violating anti-corruption laws by bribing foreign officials.
Damn.
Yeah.
So he was just like, yeah, you're right. You're right, though. I wonder if he's cooperating or something and getting a lesser sentence in order to do that.
Because they're the evidence is out of fucking control.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know. You got me. Yep. Yeah, I signed those emails or whatever. I sent those emails.
Yeah. So the Malaysian government, so basically he apologized and he was remorseful, as we've said. But the Malaysian government has rejected the apology and which is so
that's so relationship breakup. I don't care if you're sorry. It's not okay.
Yeah, I don't care. So they're asking for the bank, Goldman Sachs, to cough up $7.5 billion.
Billion?
It says BN. Is that
another currency?
Oh, maybe it's the Malaysian currency. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In reparations. So I don't know what that comes
out to. Either way, it's a lot.
You guys look it up on your own.
Yeah, you care that much.
And then Mr. Nee, who left Goldman in 2014, denies all the charges against him, which is I don't think so.
Yeah.
But whatever. Okay, so let's talk about some of the celebrities. That's fun.
Yeah.
So
we have Leo and Miranda.
We got Leo and Miranda. Let's see who else. So then they also hung out with musicians, Kasim Dean, who is also known as Swizz Beatz.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And Alicia Keys.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, I think they're married.
Are they?
Yeah, they're married.
Alicia Keys is one of those people who I'm always I respect her. Well, and I don't know a ton else beyond. I'm like, great music. Don't know much about her personal life. Like,
I wouldn't necessarily not respect her out of this. I think a lot of people just get scammed by,
that's fair.
Whatever.
Also, it's like, they probably have someone who manages their money, and they're like, oh, bitch, I don't know. Like, I'm busy making music and dropping beats or whatever.
Exactly. So Swizz Beatz, he's obviously a record producer, and Alicia Keys were once part of Jolo. So the right-hand man to the prime minister, his inner circle. I
mean, for a while, it sounded like the place to be.
Yeah, totally.
Honest.
Why not?
Yeah.
And they were, like, often photographed at his notoriously swanky parties. And,
listen, if I got invited today, knowing this story, I'd still be like, I'm gonna go.
Totally. I mean, I would go to Alexander Wang's parties, and he's allegedly drugging and raping people. Do you hear about this?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
We should do that.
They sound fun. I know, I would do it, yeah. But I mean, that's basically the story. He's drugging and raping people.
Oh, okay.
Or allegedly, but it's been going on for like a few years, but anyway.
How does that go on? How does someone like bring that up and then he like keep doing it?
I don't know. It's a good question. People, not sure.
Well, I guess idiots like us are like, still sounds fun. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, but I really want to be invited. So
we're not gonna not go,
Totally. So Swizz Beatz performed at Mr. Lowe's infamous 31st birthday celebrations, and at that same birthday celebration, Britney Spears was in the cake, and then she came out and like sang a song, which I'm like, first of all, Britney is in this weird conservatory thing, and her dad allowed her to do that, but not like talk to anybody else.
When was that?
This was, had to be in like 2015 or something like that.
Yeah, that shit's weird. That they were like, Brittany, get in the car. Where are we going? Get in this cake. Yeah. Get in this cake, Brittany.
She's like,
Dad, I don't want to get in the cake. Sing the song.
Can we just free Britney already?
I know.
We could do an episode on that too. Because it's all like a bunch of legal
Oh yeah,
shit.
Actually, that would be.
Because she's a corporation, she's.
Absolutely. No, we should definitely do that. I remember watching that video of that teen who was like, do you remember that Free Britney teen?
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. And I'm like, that guy's still probably like, what the hell, you guys?
Yeah, totally. Could just free this fucking broad already? Jesus.
Poor girl. Yeah, we should do an episode on that. It's Britney, bitch.
Yeah. That guy was really funny though. And then we found out what he was talking about. We're like, oh yeah, we kind of all agree with him.
Yeah, we're like, that's kind of bad. Yeah, it's sad.
Oh, yeah. So Swizz Beatz is also credited with introducing Mr. Lowe to the moneyed art world, and that's how he got the Van Gogh and the two Monet paintings with the funds from
I bet
Malaysia.
This guy would be like all over NFTs.
100%.
100%.
Definitely.
Burning his Van Goghs and being like, who wants the NFT? And everyone's like, no, what did you do?
Yeah. So they also partied with Paris Hilton. Which is really funny. So another member of their famed inner circle, the hotel heiress, and I'm like, she's a lot more than that now, but yeah, okay.
She's got to move past it, but I'm like,
I don't really know her from her hotel heiress days.
No. Though I'm assuming she still's got that in the back pocket.
Yeah.
Like a just in case hotel heiress it up.
Yeah. So she met him in 2019, and they were often seen together in paparazzi photos and selfies, partying it up around the world, from gambling tables of Las Vegas to the ski slopes of Whistler and balmy Saint-Tropez. So maybe she was on that trip.
Perhaps. A lot of rooms, it sounds like. Maybe that's what it was, just enough guests. It's fucking expensive.
Oh, wait, actually, I didn't realize this. So I'm now getting to this part in my notes. He did have a romance with Miranda Kerr.
Okay, well, that's all. Oh, no.
And Elva Chow. So, what do an Australian supermodel and a Taiwanese singer and actress have in common? Both women were linked to Joe Lowe. After a series of extravagant dates, including sailing around Europe for 10 days, Joe Lowe showered Miranda Kerr, one of the highest paid supermodels, with out-of-this-world gifts, including an acrylic see-through grand piano worth up to $1 million, and an 11-carat diamond necklace and matching earrings.
Yeah, you go on the trip.
Crazy. Oh yeah, I would fuck a toad for like I would fuck like Honestly, like Big Ed from 90 Day Fiancé, the guy with no neck. You know who I'm talking about?
I mean, that sounds like a nice piano. I wish I played, but...
Yeah, who cares? But anyway, she had to give them back to U.S. prosecutors.
That's a huge bummer.
Yeah.
That is a huge... She's like, listen, guys, between you and I earned those fair and fucking square.
Yeah, totally.
They're like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, God damn it.
And then he took Taiwanese singer Elva Xiao on a $1 million date to Dubai where they dined on a private beach, according to Billion Dollar Whale, which I don't know what the fuck that is. But
I don't know, but looking it up, is that a website?
I guess so.
Oh, God.
That'd be fun.
Oh, I really want that to be a website where I can learn more.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
I also want to look into this Elva Xiao.
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah. She's a Taiwanese singer.
Well,
so anyway.
Listen, unfortunately, that means very little to me. And
yeah.
Uncultured swine. So carry on.
Oh, same. What are you kidding? Okay, so how did this all come crumbling down? They had kind of a good scheme going on. They were involved with a lot of the elites.
Sounded like they were really,
rolling in it.
Working it well.
Mm-hmm. So early 2015, Claire Rucastle Brown, a British journalist and founder of the Sarawak Report website, which reports on corruption in Southeast Asia specifically, received about $227,000 leaked documents relating to one Malaysia.
That's so tough because it's just like, okay, read them all.
Yeah.
Good luck, bitch.
Totally.
But hopefully you have Control F on your goddamn computer. Control
Completely.
F. Illegal. Damn.
So after months of investigation, so apparently it took them months. I'm sure they had a whole team going through. Rucastle Brown published a story alleging more than $700 million had been transferred from the fund, from the Malaysia fund to the personal bank accounts of Prime Minister Najib. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Damn.
The Wall Street Journal...
They probably read that for months and they were like, that's...
They're like, this can't be right. It's crazy. The Wall Street Journal also published several groundbreaking reports on the scandal based partly on the same leaked documents. So following the reports, Malaysian officials raided their offices, the Malaysian Fund's offices in Kuala Lumpur, and investigations were also launched in Hong Kong, Australia, Singapore, Switzerland, and the US. So it's like a global web of lies.
That's like gotta be really cool case to work on.
Totally. And it's all like, it's so fucked because they had it under the guise that this fund was going to be a great thing for Malaysia. And
so is it coming from their taxpayer dollars then?
I believe so.
That would piss me off. And I'm sure we probably have that kind of shit going on here too.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to pay for Miranda Kerr's diamonds.
No. She can
without voting on it.
Yeah. Does she deserve this necklace?
Yeah.
Well, who did she fuck?
Yeah. Yes. How big? Where's she ordering it from? Like, I just want to be involved in the process, and then maybe I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Okay, great. So, and then Najib himself, so the prime minister himself, told reporters that the wrongdoers would be brought to justice, and everyone's like, "But that's you."
Bold stance.
Yeah.
I love those hot takes.
And it's like, it's literally you fucking asshole.
Do you just know that you're going down? Is that what you're trying to say right now?
I mean,
my dude.
I really think so. So, a lot of people were skeptical of that. They were like, "Guy, what are you talking about?" ...
Wait.
So they were like, "Why are you so willing to investigate this scandal so thoroughly? Like, why do you want to be so hands-on? I wonder."
Oh yeah, that was like carry on.
Yeah, especially because he was the main person implicated in it. So, So January 2016, Malaysia's Attorney General cleared him of any wrongdoing. And
who pays the Attorney General?
Him.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm fucking shocked.
So
no, this guy's cool.
Yeah, no, he's fine, guys.
When's payroll? When is payroll? Is it next Friday? Okay, cool.
So as reporting on the scandal continued, the U.S. authorities launched an investigation and began seizing assets as early as 2017, and it seemed unlikely that Najib would face prosecution because he had an iron grip on Malaysian politics and had passed several laws seemingly designed to like stifle the discussion on 1MDB.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the scary stuff. Like, again, I don't want to. I'm like couple drinks away from just being full-blown conspiracy theory.
Oh, yeah.
They just want to make us quiet.
For real, though. I mean, definitely in other countries, probably in ours.
I know. That's the thing is that you see this stuff in other countries and you're always like, oh my God. Like, how could they not think they're so idiots?
Yeah.
And you're like, we're not any, like, we're definitely not any smarter, so this is probably just happening and I'm just too fucking stupid to see it. So.
Oh, definitely. Well, he was about to lose his grip of power and lose everything. So... May 9th, 2018, he had such poor, like, rapport with the Malaysian people, obviously.
Yeah.
That, he lost to a 92-year-old Mahathir Mohamad.
Damn.
Yep. We thought Joe Biden was old.
That's really old, y'all.
That's fucking old.
That's like, you're not getting that many, like, how long are their terms? Because
I don't know. I think that they have to be voted out. So like you could hypothetically.
Okay, well they were just like, here's a placeholder for a goddamn second till we find someone better. This guy's gonna be gone ASAP.
Pretty much.
I mean, bless him. Hopefully he's a nice dude, but like you're 92.
Yeah.
What is best case scenario?
So he himself, which is kind of weird that they are able to run again. He was a former prime minister and he was a one-time ally of Najib.
So they literally just basically put this guy in as they tried to figure out a better dude.
Pretty much.
Or woman.
Yep. So Malaysians celebrated in the streets. This sounds really familiar to Joe Biden's thing. Also, he's so old. I'm like, are we just placeholders?
Yeah. Oh my God. Pot calling the kettle black or whatever that's saying.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
Generic dude, very old. People kind of like him.
Yeah, totally.
I don't have strong feelings on him.
Yeah. Everyone's like, he's not Trump. That's how I feel about him.
Yeah.
Great. So
he seems fine.
The Malaysians were pumped, though, that just like this other guy wasn't in office. And from then, Najib, the now former prime minister, started to fall from grace from, domestically from his opinions about him.
He's like, I can't change the laws anymore. And that's a bummer.
Exactly. So in weeks after the election, he and his wife, who we talked about, Rosmar Mansour with all the bags, they were barred from leaving the country and police raided the couple's home. That's when all the raids happened.
Are we about to is this like the Asian version of what we're doing exactly right now in the US?
Pretty much.
Oh my God.
In July 2018, he was formally charged with multiple counts of corruption and faces up to 20 years in jail. He accused the new government of pursuing a politically motivated persecution, and he said he welcomed a trial as my best opportunity to clear my name.
Damn.
So it's exactly like Trump.
Oh
because
my God.
he's like, where he's like, go ahead and try me. I'm going to clear my name and blah, blah, blah. And
yeah, these lies, blah, blah, blah. Like,
yeah, and it's
it's really kind of freaking me out a little bit.
The Democrats conspiring against me.
Right.
And blah, and QAnon and this and that. By the way, I watched a documentary about QAnon. It is fascinating.
Are they at all business-like? Can we talk about that? Is there a way I can loosely link it into this?
Actually, there's this guy who created 8chan because 4chan wasn't far enough for this man.
16chan is next.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's fascinating, but wow, it's crazy, like this mind control, honestly, on both sides.
Yeah.
That happens, and it's really
well, and what's crazy also is just like I feel like we get so panicked and like in our own. Like, this stuff is not new. It's happening in other areas of the globe. It's happened in history and stuff like that. So it's like, it's almost weirdly calming to know. Like, you make it through. You know what I mean? The bad dudes. You get them out. Or women. Again.
Right. And like, as long as your country doesn't go full on USSR, you don't have to flee, probably.
But that's also the other side is like, your country could go full USSR. So like, keep it in check.
Yeah.
Just give it a check. And also that's why like the smart people with the law books and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Their thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's wild. So wait, so he's like, fucking try me, bitch.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
Yeah, so they did try him. And he got convicted of 12 years. He's spending 12 years in prison.
Okay, and that is where the problem is. I don't know anything about Malaysia, but I'm going to go off a little bit about, we need to do the prison system. We know what we need to do, a lot of research for it. But 12 years, that's it?
It feels like he deserves more.
Absolutely.
And he's only 65. Like, he'll get out.
And then he can beat fucking 10 terms so he gets reelected. Yeah, this guy's 92. He's back in office. 12 years, that's it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Just 12 years, yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but like, maybe worth it? No?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, those are some pretty nice vacations that are this, I mean, I don't know. Sounds like she had a lot of bags. They probably did some cool shit.
Yeah, they totally did. Well, speaking of, so the guy who went on a lot of vacations and the guy that was linked to Miranda Kerr and stuff. So Najib, the prime minister, says that Joe Low was the reason for all of this. And so he's like, I didn't do anything wrong. It's all because of Joe Low and
what's Joe Low's status right now? Single?
So so he maintains his innocence, and basically he's hiding out in China. And
weird place to hide. That's not a sentence you hear every day.
Yeah. And he's defying attempts by Malaysia to extradite him. And then so on his website, he has a website, jolo.com, and
not to be confused once again with jlo.com.
Yeah, and Jolo, it says Jolo will not submit to any jurisdiction where guilt has been predetermined by politics and there is no independent legal process, said a statement on his website. It's clear that Mr. Low cannot get a fair trial in Malaysia, where the regime has proven numerous times that they have no interest in the rule of law. So they're like gaslighting us into thinking, are they the right ones and Malaysia's the crazy? Like, you're like,
What is his argument that he's...
I don't know.
Well, you know what? I have a feeling that this is probably not completely over.
Yeah, probably not.
And I also Joe Low's not going to just chill in China for the rest of his life.
No, definitely not. But Jolo.com now says, because I looked at it after this website that I found that quote from, and it just says site being upgraded and updated. So he's like off the grid. Yeah,
I'm like, they don't last off the grid.
I don't know, man. Like, some of them do. I watched some documentary about like a Russian mobster, and he was in cahoots with this Colombian guy, and the Colombian guy's off the grid, and like they just never went to jail.
So fascinating to me, that entire like world of people who are like, this guy just went from partying, spending $2 million on a date in Dubai, and now he's going to spend the rest of his life in China. Not going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. China's not that bad, though. I like China.
No, I'm not saying that China's bad. I'm just saying this guy's a world trotter. Right, you know what I mean? Like, he's not...
He's going to get a little bored of
yeah, of course he's going to get bored.
Or whatever.
Yeah, there's
wherever he is.
I mean, it is a big country, actually, so word. But you picked a good one if you're going to stick to one. Yeah. There's a lot going on there.
There is a lot going on. But yeah, it's definitely...
But after a while, you'll be like, I got to not be here.
Yeah, maybe he's going to change his name or something. I mean, there's a lot of options.
That's true. He probably also, have they seized his funds? Like... Or what?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so now he's just going to be like middle class and that's like
maybe he has a new name and all that stuff, and he's doing this all over again.
I'm so interested. I want to know what he's up to.
Yeah, people are smart, but not smarter than the legal system. But that's when you get to be like too smart for your own good.
Yeah, seriously.
You know,
also good for Malaysia for like, you know, figuring this out. Or like getting some justice.
A little bit. And
like a titch.
And they like righted their wrong. So now this new guy's in the 92-year-old's in office. And actually, Najib, the guy who's guilty of all the crimes, the former prime minister, he was once his protege. Okay. And so the new prime minister has this to say about it. He says, I apologize to everyone. I am the one who elevated him, the biggest mistake in my life. And I want to correct that mistake.
Oh my God. I'm kind of obsessed with them. That's very...
Yeah. Because he's probably like, I don't want to be the fucking prime minister at 92, but I guess I have to.
That's a great point, actually. He's like, I'm tired. I'm 92 years old. Now,
I do not want to do this at all.
Yeah.
This is a disaster.
Yeah. This is negative. This is exactly not what I want to do. I already did this.
On the beach. Yeah. So anyway, that's the wild tale of the Malaysian prime minister from Zoolander stealing from the Malaysian
becoming evil. Plot twist. Well, and now he's in jail for 12 years, and I definitely want to kind of keep tabs on if there's progression in that, and I hope there
Yeah, well, he's only like 65 or something like that, so he'll get out.
Okay, so when we're still doing this podcast in 12 years, he'll probably also get out in good behavior or something in like,
That's
a
what I'm
couple
saying.
of months. Like,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh my God, he did so good.
He was so good. I don't know if other countries fuck with that shit, though.
I have no idea.
You know?
Maybe we'll find out when we do the prison system.
Oh,
I'm just like, tight butthole around that.
Yeah, that's my butthole is in my, you know.
Well, that was a really good story, though. Love the Leo side arc. Love the Miranda Kerr side arc.
Yeah, it's such a funny thing that they financed Wolf of Wall Street. Like, how perfect.
Amazing.
I wish my mind worked a little bit like theirs did with, like, you know, making the most bang out of your buck.
Jesus, the ROI.
Yeah. But my, like, I just can't fuck over other people. I just can't do it.
I mean, agreed, but I also am not smart enough to get into that situation in the first place.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, hypothetically, absolutely, if I were smart enough to get in that situation, I would like to think that my moral compass would keep me out of it. But also, I'm not even going to ever get in.
True. I'm never going to know.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. It's a great hypothetical because your girl's not getting there.
Who knows? Anyway, hopefully this wasn't too confusing. Hopefully you guys had fun.
I got it.
Okay, good.
Figure it out, folks.
Figure it out. Anyway, that's been the Malaysian Prime Minister. My name is Mae Planert.
And I'm Laura Sogar, and thank you so much for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Toodaloo.
Bye.